Okay, now I've got this right here on. You just have to be careful. It wasn't any problem. It just slid on. Take your time, no rush, because you'll break this metal spout down here if you're not careful, or you very well could break this plenum. But I'm going to torque this plenum, starting with number 1 here. Here, number 1 is 89 inch-pounds. We're going to make one pass. We made one pass. Okay, we'll make another one. Here we go. Here we go. All right, and you'll see it click in just a minute. I want you to make sure you see it click. Right there. Come over here, number 2. There. Do it. We'll start to put our fuel rail on. Remember, the fuel rail sat down in here, like so. You see where the injectors are going to go, right in there. I'm going to put them on just yet. I just want to show you right here. They were real dirty. You're going to replace the O-ring here, and there's one up in here. This retainer slides off, or you start trying to pry it off. It just slides off. There's going to be an O-ring right here. Make sure you replace those O-rings. And there's O-ring up in here. Replace that O-ring. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 O-rings you're going to replace. This one's slightly thicker than this one here is. Clean them up real good and everything. Make sure they are dust free. And notice I've got gloves on, and I got that little bit of oil on my gloves. But you want to, I'll take a rag and wipe everything back off, because I don't like any oil, even from my skin, to be in contact, even with that plenum on the bottom. When I touched it a while ago, I took a rag, actually a shop towel, cotton, and wiped it back off real good. Make sure no lint was on it to make sure it's a good seat. So just want to show you that.
Anywhere, 1-888-330-4491.
The queen of bluegrass music, Rhonda Dixon and the Rage on stage Friday night, March 1st at 7 p.m. at the Coolant High School Auditorium, Coolant, Alabama.
Now I need to put the brace bars back on. So here, 2 nuts. Here, like right here. This right here, and this right here next. So, let's come out. They're both. They're right here. Give me one right here. 2 here. Stone them down. Well, we finished the project. We did good. We see that we got our plenum on. This is the upper intake. Replaced the lower intake. I have not put my, the only thing I lack is the cap for my thermostat, and that's it. But I want to go ahead and shoot this video. You can test all your sensors, by the way. You get a fluke or whatever meter you want to use, your mass airflow sensor, your evap, your EGR valves, solenoids, your O2 sensors. You can check all this stuff if you want to. Ohm it out, make sure it's working, because as we unhooked all this stuff, we could have a loose connection, loose wire, whatever, and you don't want to have all this here for nothing. Now, this one here is a ground, hot, and neutral. And you can test it. It's A, B, and C. It even tells you positive, negative, and then neutral. You can hook one up positive to this here, hook it up to the ground, or the ground side of the battery. You should read 12 volts. That lets you know the ground's good, or that the hot's good. It's getting power to it. Hook it up to the negative, and hook it to the positive of the battery, and that lets you know that it's getting ground. So then, what you want to do is leave the connection on your meter connected inside this thing here. You cannot go inside this thing here. It's a little hair-like quality to this sensor right here. So what you want to do is you want to test it right here. And when you crank the car up, notice you're not really worried about, well, you are somewhat to some degree, but you're not really concerned as much about how many volts that it's putting out or reading or whichever, but you're concerned about the fluctuation. If it fluctuates as you speed it up in a normal fashion and decelerates and the volts come down in a normal fashion, you know it's probably a good sensor. If it doesn't and it goes up real high, spikes, or doesn't go up at all, but you get a reading, you have a bad map sensor. So that's just one way to check that. That's the kind of thing you want to check. Easy to do, and we'll get everything on, and we're good to go. I hope you enjoyed the video and want to get it done for you. But wish you luck, and any questions, just shoot me an email.